Today on Coffee Gang, we'll tell you the story of how three young girls are fighting to end child marriage. Kudirat Abiola is 15, Temitayo Asuni is also 15, and of course Susan Ubogo, she's 16. They run a campaign known as Never You Fault. They also run a petition online, change.org petition. Many people have signed this petition. You're welcome to Coffee Gang. Yeah, you're welcome to Coffee Gang, and of course we're starting on that note. This very wonderful evening looking at those girls, it's quite incredible. It's something that is applaudable. I was really applauding their courage. They're very young, 15 and 16 years old, and of course we had Kudirat Abiola there, Susan Udogo, and of course there's also Temitayo. These are people who are doing incredibly well, and looking at their age, they're trying as much as possible to ensure that child marriage is a thing of the past. We're going to shake this table a little bit this evening, but let me introduce myself. My name is Bolabo Famous School. You're welcome to Coffee Gang, and I have my members with me in the studio this evening. Good to have you, ladies. Hi, it's Coffee Gang.
Good evening. It's
Good evening.
Good to be here.
Yes, Shawa, is there anything about low court? These days, a lot of ladies go on low court and it's like it's trending. Like some people say, it's about keeping your money. You're trying to manage your money. You don't want to spend so much on weave-ons and the rest.
Or perhaps because it's easier to manage.
Different people for different reasons. Yeah, I've also read so many stories. Some people say it's angry girls that cut off people.
Okay, we don't want to go there.
But
Actually.
anyway, I did it for my. It's really convenient for me
Okay.
for now, so it's really convenient. That's
And I think I like the fact that the
and it makes
fresh
me look
braids
so
and the rest.
young, like, so.
Really?
Brings out your face.
Yeah, you're young, really. Are you old?
But it makes me look a lot
Extremely
younger.
younger.
A lot younger. A lot
Okay, so
younger.
people can start doing that. I hope you don't have contours, so you know it's not every head that actually fits low cut.
You know, I'm all about, wigs now. Wigs have made life so convenient. So
Very,
each time maybe I want to go to
very. I'm a
church, I
testifier.
want to look.
Just-
So just
I'm a testifier.
So am I.
Okay, introduction.
okay. So we're here again. My name is Adeshawa, and it's good to be here.
Yeah.
We're Ola Komi, and as you can see, it's going to be a nice time today.
Yes,
on Coffee
obviously.
Gang.
Well, ladies, you're looking absolutely beautiful this evening. But there's this issue, actually, when I saw these three young ladies with their move to actually stop child marriage, they had this petition that they placed online in order to get a lot of signatures to ensure that child marriage becomes a thing of the past. It's so amazing that at a point in time you had a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria who went for a 13-year-old girl. It was so alarming. And there's a clause in the constitution that as a woman, if you get married, even at the age of 13, under the clause, as long as you get married, you're deemed to be a full woman. So this is what this young ladies is trying to remove. They want the National Assembly to remove that clause. A child is always a child. How can a child take care of another child? How do we begin to address our mentality? Who do we begin to blame? The society, the parent? What is really the problem?
Each time I, see this child marriage issue in the news, and sometimes I get to wonder, what are people like us? What have we been doing? What are NGOs doing? Is it that what we are doing doesn't have an effect? Because each time I checked, I try to check the percentage, maybe like monthly. Is it reducing or is it increasing? I read it today online, and according to UNICEF, it has increased drastically since 2017. So now, girls under age of 15, about say 15 to 20% of them are getting married, and 35% of girls less than the age of 18 are forced to marriage. So what exactly is happening? Looking at, who do we say, who pushes the cause, who works on it and all, but I think majorly I'm going to blame the parents.
Oh, okay.
And then looking at it, the percentage of these girls that are involved or that become victims of child marriage are not educated. So the first thing we should be looking at is the right of a girl child to education. Because the moment she gets educated, she knows the left from right, and naturally she would not want to. But the fact that she doesn't even have access to education, so once they tell her, oh, you're getting married, it seems normal. because formal, she doesn't have access to formal
But
education.
like for instance, I see this outside very young girls at the age of 13. I've seen instances where you see their mothers saying that you're getting window, you're 11, you need to go and get married. They force them over to get married, and this has to do with culture here, because an average Hausa man feels that when a lady is too exposed, according to them, when you're too educated, you become rude to your husband. You won't have the submissiveness, and again you will be championing right issues. So once your husband says something, you say two other things. Yes, you understand what your point is. How do we now remove culture? Because it's part of it, and of course religion, when you look at all of these instances itself.
You see, this is why I'll blame all the three personnels that you mentioned. You mentioned the government, you mentioned the parents, and you mentioned the society. If the parent fails, like you said, if the parent actually tries to push a child into marriage, the society should be able to stop it. I mean, people respond to what is right in the society. If the society frowns upon something, most people wouldn't do it. Most people wouldn't even want to go into it. And finally, if people ignore that and still try, it's up to the government. They should be able to stop it. They should be able to have some set rules and punishments to actually get people that are doing such things, because it's unfair and it's quite pathetic. And like you said, it's increasing. So obviously just talking about it is not enough. Just telling people that they're stopping is this, just
looking at it,
trying to change their orientation. Some people are just so stubborn, so set in their ways and culture, they won't change until they have some sort of punishment, until they see some people as scapegoats, until some people actually suffer for it and pay dearly. That's when people will start stopping. People are just stubborn and
which is pretty sad.
I was going to say it's that it's supposed to be, the perpetrators are supposed to face the law. So I think it should be passed into law as a major crime.
Yes.
The same way rape is seen as a major crime. So getting married to any girl under 15 or under 18 should be seen as crime, because firstly,
and it's because we are aware. What if these laws exist and people do it under their roof? And it's no longer exposed.
You know, right now it's been passed into law that rape is a major crime and perpetrators should be put
capital
between
punishment,
17 to 13 years imprisonment. The same way for homosexuality and all that. Now, even if someone is raped and the person doesn't want to talk, because the society knows and people around you knows that, this thing, if you report it, the person that did it to you will actually face the law. Even if that person, the victim, does not want to report, because people know that, this is a crime. Naturally, it might even be your neighbor that will go and report on behalf of the person. The same thing for child marriage. But now, people are handicapped to do anything about it, because even when they go, they're like,
they'll say it's
with the
family matter
of the parent. Now, I also see the parent as a major perpetrator. Why? Because most of them do it for the money. Look at the Northerners right now. If you look at the Northerners, right now, it's the rich men in the north that go for the really little girls. So why do you think the parents of these little girls allow these rich men to marry their daughters? Why do you think so? It's because they pay heavily for the bride price. That's one of the reasons. It's because they believe, naturally this man would, bear our expenses and take care of us. So sometimes it's for the money. And when we say it's for the money, it means that they are actually even selling their child. So there are major and different sides.
But even beyond that, NAPTIP is there to actually regulate some of these things. I wouldn't want to outrightly spite them. I know that they've been working really hard, and people used to take one step ahead. Imagine somebody who is well placed in society marrying a younger girl. It's going to be very difficult to actually pin that person down for prosecution, because it has all the connection and networks in the country itself. But what really is most pathetic is the issue of health. When a child who is not matured enough, the body structure, it's not really formed enough, and now you want a 13-year-old girl to push out a child, then now you deal with the issue of VBF. The most thing that makes me weep is the fact that when these girls have VBF, they are left alone. By this, they are older husbands, and they go for another new set, because by that time they'll be licking feces uncontrollable, they'll be wetting the bed uncontrollable, and they walk out. And they walk out and leave them. At that instance, then you have parents. In fact, seeing that happen, then you still have parents who are willing to give out their daughter that is so immature.
So much risk.
And exactly, then you begin to look at culture. When, you know, there are some instances where they tell these tales by moonlight, and you see them saying that, for instance, when I was a girl of your age, I was already in my husband's house.
Yeah.
It's quite different.
I know some people do it to cement their alliances or something, like between families.
Exactly.
Yorubas
To
will
build a
say,
relationship.
"Pomodore."
No, you know the interesting thing is looking at child marriage in Nigeria, we realize that it's more in the north and in the east than like in the west.
Yeah, but we see a lot of
So-
teenage
still-
pregnancy.
yes.
Yeah.
Teenage pregnancy is about child marriage. Don't get it wrong.
I understand what you're saying.
Teenage pregnancy can
I understand what you're saying, but if it happens, they tell them to get married to the guy. Most instances, they tell
So
them
it still boils down to
to the
saying
age of
just
child marriage.
backwards.
In as much
It's just
as a
backwards.
14-year-old girl gets pregnant, it means that there's something missing somewhere. Maybe she's not exposed to
But we can't
enough.
compare it to child marriage.
Of
Child
course.
marriage is the girl is not even pregnant and you're forcing her to get married. Teenage pregnancy is, you know, most of these child marriage girls that are victims of child marriage, most of them are even virgins. So it's different from a girl that's at a young age gets sexually active for whatever reasons and mistakenly gets pregnant. Of course, I will not expect the parents to say, "Oh, because you're pregnant, go for an abortion." What they're going to do is just to allow the young
get
lady
married.
face the
But
consequence,
the
either
point,
by getting married
the
or by
point
having
we
the child.
actually need to look at is what happened along that line. How did she get pregnant? That's the first question. Is it that she's not exposed to the right education in terms of her reproductive health? It means that a lot of parents need a lot of work to be done. Once you see that your child is getting into poverty stage, don't be shy. I know instances where some parents will say, at her age, she's already seeing her menses. It's too early. You're doing something really wrong. The parent needs to be more educated about their girl child. They should be able to open up. If you have these urges, don't blame your child. It's a natural thing. You should be able to pull that child through. There is choices here. You either go this way or that way.
I think
this is the
that's
result.
where most parents get it wrong. They
Exactly.
feel that they should tell them you shouldn't have it.
And they think
It's
they can
wrong.
actually
So they don't feel
corners.
comfortable coming to tell them that, okay, mom, this is what I'm feeling, this is what is happening,
Hmm.
what should I do? Once you've told them that it's
I-
wrong, you
I
shouldn't. If
think,
you're having it, something is wrong with you.
There are ways culture has affected parenthood and we think we can cut corners. Why? Okay, just like talking about urges now. Instead of us parents or we as Africans face it that, oh, it's natural for a young lady at a particular age to have sexual urges and different changes in the body. Instead of that, they'll say, oh, to avoid that, let's do mutilation. To avoid that,
The
let's
edging
allow
now.
her. To avoid that, let's allow her go to her husband's house early so that she won't bring us shame.
Exactly.
So we make silly excuses for these things, cutting corners instead of actually looking for the outright solution and actually letting things go the way they should go, which is access to formal education, access to adequate parental care. But instead of that, what do we do? Oh no! Instead of it to bring shame to me, child marriage is the next
So I
thing.
get
Instead of
married.
it to bring shame
It seems
to me,
parents are dropping the ball nowadays.
Mutilation.
I guess maybe people are too busy trying to feed their children.
and now you
they
find
don't
out
think of the
even
The
emotional part.
they stop.
Exactly.
Okay, mutilation. I think to me, I used to say that child marriage is like the senior brother or the cousin of mutilation, because initially the only reason for, if you ask people that indulge in FGM, they'll tell you because they want to reduce sexual immoralities. And I'm like, okay, so now they found out that, oh, despite the fact that they do this thing to these young girls, they still grow up and still do
But
the things
but
that they
even
want-
at
they want
that,
them to
the
do.
religious leaders too, and the community leaders, especially because sometimes you find yourself more in the religious atmosphere, because as you're growing up as a child, either you're a choir, you're an usher, somehow you follow your parents to the church. The religious
the
leaders needs to also understand the template in which they educate the younger generation. If you begin to say it is bad for you to see this, it is bad, then that child, you've scolded that child, for instance, and that child won't be able to speak up.
Exactly.
And there'll be pretense. All my pastor
Exactly.
wants to see me doing is to
Once
hold
they
the
can
Bible.
talk to the right person,
Exactly,
they
is
go
to
to
hold
the
the
right
Bible
person.
and do my
Yes,
sign,
yes,
sign of
yes,
cross,
yes.
and I'm
We
holy.
don't face reality
The
because
fact
of the
is
world.
that you should be able to allow the younger generation to express
And
their
you find out
feelings.
that
themselves.
it's
Exactly.
even within that same church that the choir master will pray.
We're not limiting it to church,
church.
because the religious organizations cut across. So it will be like we actually.
I'm just even citing an example.
Yeah.
We are not really realistic. realistic. Instead of us to actually face the thing and
We
be like,
don't
okay,
promote
there are different sides
expression
to
of
life.
self, especially among children. We don't promote it. We just, once you tell them, most of them will go and seek advice from their mates.
And an average,
someone that doesn't
Exactly,
even
yeah.
know better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just tell them.
an average African parent, instead of building friendship with your child, intimacy with your children, would rather prefer that they see us and be afraid. We build fear into them instead of building friendship. You're supposed to be your child's companion.
Exactly.
Your child should think of talking to you first before talking to a stranger or any other
Exactly.
person.
Any other person.
But instead of doing that, we build fear. Get out of that place. Don't do this. Before you know it, there's so much fear in that child that the child doesn't even want to talk to the parents. The child will now rather go and talk to a neighbor that's nice to the child. From there, wrong advice and so many things set in.
Even some of our teachers, I look forward to a day a child will feel so comfortable to go and
To
tell
talk
a
to their
teacher,
teachers, right?
Man, this is what I'm, and you actually talk, but no, probably will be caned. or
But we
something.
hope that, as a matter of fact, the reduction in the rate of how young girls are being given out for marriages will be drastically reduced itself. I know instances where some girls have to run away, far away from home, and sometimes they survive it, but I would not advise you to run away from home. Maybe you need to talk to someone. Maybe if your parents are putting you under pressure, or your aunt that you're staying with, or your brother, I don't know what the case might be. You need to speak to someone. It might be your community leader. It might be somebody you trust. It might be even an organization like this, maybe a media organization. You could just walk up and like you needed to see some, maybe the news department, the programs department, that you have an issue that is bothering you. You could be safe, because I can imagine what the generation of young girls, about 22 million young girls, actually forced into marriage. It's something that is very alarming. And I must say kudos to these 3 young girls, although they've said they've been getting a lot of bashing online by some individuals who say, what are they really doing? But they've moved ahead at a very tender age to be an activist, to say that there must be no to early marriage itself. You must allow the girl child to get educated. And of course, we've been clamoring for 35% affirmative action. How do we get people, how do we get women taking up policy making kind of positions when you force them into early marriages, as the case may be? And we hope that education for girls will not be swept under the carpet, and it's not like you have to go to the kitchen, because I can remember, I'm not going to mention the name of the toppest man in the country saying that the place of his wife is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So really,
The other room.
really, it's really a pretty sad one. But we hope that, as a matter of fact, there will be more premium placed on women's education, their reproductive health, and of course the society accepting that women to have a voice. We have a voice in terms of moving the country forward itself. Ladies, I'm going to ask this question: how do you start off your day? Some people stick up some inspirational notes on their mirror. So in the morning, if you're going out, it reminds them, for instance, that the first thing you need to do is to pray, manage your temper, never shout, because you might need it some other time, and so many things like that. Some people do to start off their day. Some is exercise, some is actually reading the word, like the word of God, or whatever it is, the religion you believe in, and starting off the day. But what would be like your key in terms of starting off your day so that you have it all smooth and you won't come back and like looking like nothing has been achieved today and you feel so sorry for yourself?
Yeah, right. I get that feeling, yeah. But okay, how do I start my day? Firstly, of course, when I wake up, first I used to pray. Yeah.
Are we sure?
Because
Spirit Coco?
anyway, in the days of phone, it takes God's grace. Because sometimes when you
Exactly. Check your
WhatsApp,
Real life
Yeah.
situation now.
yes, sincerely, but sometimes
Real life situation now.
But I consciously tell myself, like, okay, drop the phone.
You have to pinch
You know,
yourself,
and,
right?
There are many times I would have been taking my phone, press like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, you've not prayed. So I drop my phone and I say my prayers early in the morning, because sincerely, you really cannot do anything without God. So you just have to keep, communicating daily. Then I drink water. every morning.
Very.
In fact,
I
before
also do
sleep-
that too.
Before I sleep, I already put my bottle of water beside my bed. So before I stand up, I'm down half of it already.
Wow.
Yeah, so after praying, just take water, then I read confessions. So, positive confessions for the day. I'm successful today. I'm fruitful today.
Really?
I'm reliable. I meet good people, and great half lives and all that. So you take positive confessions today. And after that, you're good to go.
Maybe because you're staying in Ibadan. For instance, if you're staying in Lagos, what would be your routine like? Now you have to meet up with a
Something
hold up.
quite different.
I probably be praying in Lagos. I probably be praying in traffic. I probably be praying in traffic because I have friends in Lagos and they tell
It's
me
crazy.
I
You
leave my
can't
house
afford
by
to
4.
actually stay at home and do all that.
I have friends that tell
Because
me,
if you're thinking about, oh my God, 6:30, you have to run out of the house.
yeah.
So how do you not plan your
my
day?
friends in Lagos, they leave home by 4.
It's so
4:30.
sad.
Yes, in
Depending
fact,
on where you stay.
Most of them,
Right?
they've turned their cars
Into
to
their
mobile
homes.
wardrobe.
Wow.
So what they just do is get home, do one or two things. Their clothes is already in the wardrobe, so they just change in the car and they are off.
Wow.
Sincerely.
Wow.
So once you open their boots,
I've
you see
experienced it
different
before.
shoes.
You know, that's why I asked that
Once
question.
you open their
That
boots, when I'm in
Lagos.
Lagos, I'm like, what's inside your boots? They open, you see shoes.
Different.
You see different colors
Wow.
of blazers. As their dry cleaner is bringing it, it's going back to the car. Sincerely.
It's really a sad
Lagos
one.
is fast-paced.
So how do you now plan your day? Like a busy state like Lagos State, for instance, you're waking up in the morning. Do you even remember to do anything else than I have to get to office before 8 o'clock?
And even
And
if
sometimes
you're a
the
business
traffic
person in Lagos,
makes
it's
you.
You're, I guess you're just.
It's worse because if you're an office person in Lagos, it's better because you get to your office and you sit down and do your work for the day. Unlike when you're a business person and you have to meet up with clients, you have to
You
meet
have to
up with
move
your
about.
customers, you have to deliver and do a lot of things. Maybe you have to go to a Bali and they no show this. They have no show this.
And you know the network
I'm from here. Oh God.
So how do you plan your day? Like a state
You
like.
just you
In fact, I think you just need, first of all, you need a to-do list in a place like that. So as in you just need
a very well
a
structured
very well
and
structured, like, okay,
organized
I'm
list.
spending. Of course, traffic would interfere and all that, but
It
at
will,
least
definitely.
it would probably do a lot of work if you have a well constructed to-do list. It would help you not forget where you're supposed to be at 2 p.m. It would allow you to remember where you're supposed to be at 4. So at least you
And also
you
get
finish
your
like
bottle
a-
of water too alongside
Ah,
because you
yeah.
could be
Of
dehydrated,
course, yes.
dehydrated as
Yes,
time goes
yes,
on,
yes.
the traffic and the rest.
Crazy.
Okay, Wura, over to you now.
Okay, well, I wake up. In fact, we almost have similar routine. Like
You look like a fairy tale, like all this fairy tale
Yeah,
cartoon.
she does.
Oh,
She
She
does.
does.
She does.
She does. She does.
I'm shocked. that's
Like
a really
Mulan.
different
Did you
description.
do you know Mulan? Ah, I would have said Pocahontas, but she's fair. Pocahontas is dark, but she looks Mulanish. Like okay,
Compliment, right?
Yeah,
I want to know,
she's
should I
pretty.
say thanks?
she's actually
Okay,
pretty.
Thanks.
For those who know Mulan, actually.
Okay, so I wake up. I sometimes I pick up my phone, so I just have to remind
Confession
myself.
time. Oh.
Drop your phone.
That phone.
Pray.
Oh God.
Oh, really?
So I pray first. After prayer, I read my confessions too. I have confessions. I say it. I say
Wow.
the things that I want. Yes, I tell myself some things so it sticks. So after that, I drink water.
Oh,
Now
okay.
I have to confess this one. I don't do it all the time.
Oh, okay.
I don't do it all the time.
You forget sometimes.
I forget.
Oh,
I
okay.
forget. So I just start doing those things. Oh, you didn't drink water. Okay. But sometimes I drink
Ah.
it. So
Okay.
after that, I plan my day. But I don't write it down actually. I just have it up here. Okay, you go like this, go this way, go that way. And good news, it's Ibadan. So it's easier.
This is
to-
diary of single ladies. No, diary of a mother and a
Oh,
wife.
that's true.
Okay, it's as
Different
easy as
entirely.
No, and I really want to hear it. Sincerely, I really want to hear
Yes.
you have to write a chapter or a whole book. Actually, it's not so funny. Waking up in the morning, you're thinking of what your kids are going to be eating because they have
What
to take
time? What time do you
breakfast.
wake up?
I wake up as okay because it's a battle. Sometimes I wake up 4:30, sometimes 5. Yes. So you have to run and think of what your kids and you have to prepare overnight, like a day before. The morning they have to take cereal. So you have to ensure that you get your water hot. So when you're waking up, you're not thinking about yourself. So I'm wondering phone. Like, seriously? You can't grab
You
a
don't even
phone.
remember your phone.
What?
No phone. My God.
The only time maybe you want to check time. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 5:30 already, and you're running because you have to take care of the kids. And of course, you can't even say you won't do that because that's what your parents did for you. And sometimes when you look at what your parents have done, and you say old school. Mommy, you're just so old school, then you will not understand.
Oh, wow.
When you now have those kids that are like, oh, these people really are really trying. But that'll be a story for another day. But at least you guys got the picture of what it looks like. For someone who is, it's not
Actually, I
really
A
admire
big
so
thumbs
easy.
up to mothers, right? Like,
I
you
admire
guys
mothers
deserve
that
it.
are working. You know, because being a wife is a full-time job. Being a mother is a full-time job. Then working, having your career, your business. No, seriously, you guys deserve a thumbs up.
Ladies, we just have to go. I wish we could go on and on and on. I had a fantastic time, and we hope that those who force their children into early marriage should stop it. It doesn't help their future. My name is Bola Bofimos. Go to join us again on Coffee Gang next week.
Okay, my name is Adesha Shalagwade, and it's always good to be here. So see you again next time, hopefully.
Olakomi. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at _coffee_gang.
And of course on Facebook too. That's true. Coffee Gang fan on Facebook. Like us there. Bye.
Bye.